Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining. Second quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Slow.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long.
Z. Under.
Get that quarterback, D-line.
Two jet.
Now Taylor to throw. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Jordan Willis in there to get him for his second sack of the night.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. They'll indeed go for it. It's Taylor. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Jordan Willis in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Breaking the huddle, 1st and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. So 2nd and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. He'll get it up the middle, and he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Let's go.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. Here's Mixon. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And his kick is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. Now, bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Forced out to his left. That escapes the sack. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They'll try and throw for it here. He may try and run for this. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup of 11.
Not sure I agreed with the decision to go for it, but I definitely agreed with his decision to run it. He picked up that big 1st down.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On 2nd down, Taylor. Flush to his right. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pickup there at 22. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. On second down, here's Taylor. Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Oh, wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. They give him a gain of 38. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. They'll go again with Bell. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, defensively, you got to key in on Bell, make him the focal point to stop it, and they've been able to do that.
And he has gotten better.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
One.
Mariota. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A gain of 39 that time.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's got some space here. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From the red zone now, Mariota dumps it off to Mixon. They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Again to the fullback on the dive. And he stopped immediately there. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Mariota now. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
They'll start things on first down with Bo Scarborough. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Taylor escaping the pressure right. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Slow. Slow. Alert flare. Undercrush. Slow.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point attempt here still to come. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Slow. Hey, watch it. Alert flow.
On second down, it's Bell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off right around the 43. The Bengals getting set to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And thanks to the interception, the Bengals offense cashes in with 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
Slow. Let's go. Pick it up. 2 jet. Kill. Whip. Watch the whip. Banjo.
To throw on 2nd down. Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. And the pressure gets to him again. Geno Atkins. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack.
Watch the edge. Ready. 319. It's our time. Mike's 50. Z. Over. Roy. Z.
Taylor steps away to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
After the sack, you could understand him maybe being a little bit nervous back there, a little skittish. He looked awfully decisive when he took off and ran.
Very decisive and picked up that 1st down in the process. Now Taylor on 1st down. Flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Hey, we got four. We got four down. Kill. Turn it up.
Now a toss play. This is Scarborough. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Slow. Z.
From the gun, it's Taylor. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 39. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
Here's Mariota. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
Mariota on 3rd and 2. Being chased out left. He's got his man here. It's Green. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. And the pitch goes to Mixon. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Throwing, Mariota. And Green with a catch left side. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Keep it rolling.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. 3rd and long here for Mariota. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another Touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling, but inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start off with a give to Scarborough. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. Throwing now, Taylor on 1st down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
There's Scarborough on the toss. Down right around the 25. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now it's Taylor, flushed out right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Ready. 319. 319. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
This is Scarborough. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Throwing here, Mariota. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Mariota on first down. Green's got it over the middle. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Cincinnati, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll fall to 1-1. And they will try to turn it around next week as they head down to Carson for a matchup with the LA Chargers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cut the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them, how to make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. Shawty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shawty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cut the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. money. Now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for Vannas. Be cooling out in